one thing I can't do.
Hello, everybody. I am Sun Psychic Jean. Please welcome my very special guest today is Valerie from Illumination Portal. Hi, Val. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, thanks for having me. I appreciate you. It's been a while. Haven't seen you since last month.
Yeah, it's been about a month since we were together, and Linda Kennedy and Ginger Fay are here, and they are cancer babies themselves. I
Yeah.
love to chat and get along and find out more about our cancer community, the community that is highly affected by cancer, and in in general, I just wrote a little thing down here. I actually found a little thing down here that cancers are warm hearted and deeply caring individuals. Not that the rest of us are not, but especially. They are nurturing and loyal, always protective of their loved ones.
Yeah.
Uh, sorry, it's while they seem reserved, they possess an inner strength that guides their actions, especially when it's needed the most. Uh, the symbol of the crab perfectly captures their intuitive nature, giving them a unique ability to understand and sense things without always knowing why. I thought that was really an interesting little tidbit that I found on the internet.
Mhm.
And I do know that they are some of the most passionate and deep feeling humans on this earth, the humans that are born during this time. And
Yeah.
things are they're hypersensitive, but with that hard shell, they'll never let you know it. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And and so I just and you too. Did you say you were a Cancer too,
Mhm.
Val?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I'm
does that
Sun.
ring true for you?
Yeah. I'm a Sun and Mercury, both in Cancer. So, phew, yeah, Cancer's until I realized, I had to nurture myself first and care for myself first, and then your gifts come in. You get turned on. You get they're very psychic. Every sign has their psychic abilities, but the water signs are really deep. They'll go deep into it, right? So that that was, and I didn't know all that back then, but once I connected to my, because you got to feel your feels and we all have cancer in us. It's just not the cancers. We all have it somewhere in our chart. We have a house ruling it. Cancer rules one of the houses in your chart, or you have signs or asteroids or something in there. So we have this part of us that in really the foundation of cancer is safety and security
Oh.
for for the family. Rules the family, rules the fourth house traditionally. In the charts. So when if there's any kind of that takes a cancer off balance, if there's not safety and security, so that's where that they're very nurturing. They will do what they have to, for their family, which we all do. I mean, but it's a security thing with cancer, I would say,
Mm-hmm.
more than
Mm-hmm.
anything. And this month, right, is gonna, well, this is a powerful cancer season. I'd say one of the most powerful we've come into in quite a few years, because cancer is asking us, as well. Let me start here. On June 21st, we had a full moon in Capricorn. On July 21st, we're going to have another full moon in Capricorn. The
Yeah.
first one was at 1 degree, the second one's at 29 degrees.
So tell everybody again, it's in Capricorn. So it's from the 21st of June to the
Mhm.
21st of July is this Cancer season.
Yeah,
But there's a full moon in Capricorn at the beginning and a full moon, another full moon, which is like what they call a blue moon,
yeah,
also in Capricorn at the end of the season. And it's highly unusual to have it fall within that same parameter. And so this is intensified. So go ahead.
yeah. And Capricorn, right, is representative of our systems, our ways of doing things, our day-to-day activities, our structures. How do we live? What rules and laws do we follow? right? So at that the next full moon, that's 29 degrees, which is the last degree, because there's 30 degrees in a house. They go from 0 to 29. It's a critical degree. So it's going to, and it's conjunct 0 degree Pluto in Aquarius. So we got the new way forward sitting with the old systems uh, that are not life affirming crashing down. Now this crash isn't going to happen in a minute, in an instant. This is going to play out the next, definitely the next 6 months. After the election, things should feel a little more stable and we should all feel a little bit more secure. But Cancer is asking us right now to really feel our feels and become a sovereign within ourselves, to be strong within ourselves, to go through these next 6 months. And you got to feel that. You got to, Cancer is all about feeling it. And I mean, no matter where that is in your chart or how this is affecting you, it is going to come up somewhere. Are you feeling, do you have yourself aligned to the lifestyle, the life that you would prefer to live? Or are you living this,
Societal construct,
thank you,
expectations,
thank you.
responsibilities that you feel forced to just to keep up with the Joneses. Yeah, it's
Right.
really important that we follow our bliss and work with what makes us feel happy, and
Yes.
to take that in consideration with everything else. So go ahead.
Yeah. And that's, I mean, that's like the crux of it. And at this, on Friday, where the sun and the moon will be conjunct together in Cancer, they're going to square the nodes. Okay, so we have a south node where things we're releasing, we're being guided. Our inner guidance has been guiding us our whole lifetimes, and if you're connected and you know that, which I think a lot of us here are from a higher consciousness community, we are aware of these things. What's coming up to be released, let it go, because this is a square, right? It's kind of hard. It's like, it's time, let it go, let it go. So it'll leave out of that Libra south node. But we have the Aries I am north node, our north star, our way forward, saying once you release that, these other doors will open up for you. It's kind of like it's bravery, right? It's being brave enough to and courageous enough to be who you truly wish to be, dream to be. I mean, you might already be it, and that's awesome, but if you're straddling on this, we got this timeline jump where the old timeline is fading away. We're creating a new timeline, and we're the ones creating it by the decisions we make for our individual selves. And that will become what the collective chooses to go forward with. I think we all know that most people are waking up and becoming connected to their heart and their soul. And we want to live in a world where there's more peace and harmony and nurturing and safety and security, all the things Cancer wants. Now Capricorn's there. Capricorn is is in this. It's across from Cancer too. So you got to understand that they kind of vibe these energies back and forth. And Capricorn is about, well, how are we gonna create new, restructure new systems, new, I don't even want to call them systems. We're going to restructure the way we do life, because we have Saturn, who rules Capricorn in Pisces, who has no boundaries. He doesn't know what's going on. He's being transformed through this whole thing. So that Capricorn energy, as all of the signs, are being transformed and being upgraded to this these new ideals, these new way of going forward, that does bring in this safety, security, and these structures that are life affirming instead of life negating. Now again, that's not just going to happen overnight, but it is playing out, and it's going to play out, you know at least these next 6 months. And then after that, we're going to be at a different phase of this whole ascension, this leveling up process. So right now, though, that's what we need to focus on. Who are you? Are you strong enough inside yourself to truly be who you prefer to be, to who you want to create to be? But and there's another cool thing going on. The day before, of course, is 4th of July, America's birth chart. America's birth sign is 13 degrees Cancer. That new moon in Cancer is 14 degrees. Well, that's just 1 degree, so that's it's telling, because it's saying this is going to affect America. This is going to affect America's structures and how we go forward as a nation, and what we do ripples out into the world, So, and sitting there with that 13 degrees is the star Sirius.
Mm.
So that's an intuitive star. It's a very passionate star. It's all about freedom. It's powerful, So it's kind of interesting that the forefathers had us our birth degree on the Sirius star system degree, because it is
Wow.
all about freedom. And anybody who's we've watched a lot of our rights being taken away, things like that going on. That's got to readjust, and that's where that Saturn in Pisces is going to restructure. And I'll just bring up this one last statement. Well, Saturn in Pisces just went retrograde yesterday.
Okay.
So
Is
on
that good?
Yeah, well, he's okay. So this is saying to us, how are we going to create this new way of being? How do we do that? So he stays retrograde until November 15th. And it takes him
Ooh.
it takes him about another month to even go stationing, to go direct. And that's all just from our vantage point. They don't really go backwards. It's
Right.
from where we're on Earth. But so this we have one more thing. Neptune at 29 degrees Pisces. And that's the last degree of the zodiac, the very
Oh,
last degree. So we got Neptune, who's representing us as spirit. Now the North Node is going towards there. That's how I know, through the astrology that says we are going into a spiritually based, higher consciousness based society. And Saturn's coming up behind that Neptune saying, and we're going to restructure how we attend to that society. Okay, so but that Neptune goes retrograde on July 2nd until January. So you see there's
wow.
going to be all this kind of delusion, confusion, what's real, what's not, how do we perceive? But at the same time that's going on, a lot of us that are already connected will receive more downloads, more of our spiritual gifts, psychic gifts, and abilities. I mean, I think we're just touched the surface as we are now,
Mhm.
and there's so much more to come. But not only that, it's going to help awaken those that aren't connected to their heart and their soul yet. And that's going to play out like that. Even though he goes direct back, he's going to go down Neptune to 27, go back to 29, and he's going to play in that for the next year, and he's going to hit 0 degree Aries 2026. I got to get that date right. But when he and Saturn are going to both go into Aries, the I am together, that's when we're going to know we've cleared a significant time period during this ascension,
Mhm.
because that's
And
going to its way forward.
so Saturn and Jupiter are both two of the four larger planets in the solar system, and
Mhm.
they affect humanity in a overall sense. Can you talk a little? I'm not really sure what how it is that the larger planets affect us on a larger scale. Can you talk just a little bit about
Well,
that? Why these two are important?
Yeah, well, Saturn was like the last one that was seen until they could see beyond and see Uranus, right? So he seemed to be the last planet for, I mean, these outer planets were just recently, well, 50, 100 years seen.
Oh, okay. So Saturn's
So,
not the outer planet. Okay.
well, no, he is an outer planet, and
Okay.
he was representative of Chronos, time, of being, being responsible, being structured, taking care of business, like for like this kind of daily grind thing, right? But this is again with him being in Pisces, he's being restructured. I'm not saying that time's going away, but let's face it, time is different, right? It really is. So that I would say that harshness of Saturn being the kind of the slave driver is how he's always portrayed in
Oh.
the
Mhm.
astrology is going to lighten up because they're ascending too. As Mother Earth is ascending, so is our whole solar system, actually our whole Milky Way. So
Wow.
um Jupiter is a benefic, right? So what, however we want to say it, is beneficial, lucky. You have Jupiter close to something in your chart. Look at that, and to bring that up, Jupiter will be at 9 degrees at Gemini on Friday, right on top of Aldebaran, which is one of the four royal fixed stars that are in our solar system zodiac, right? So that's the luckiest planet with the luckiest star in
Wow.
in Gemini. I mean, that's a big deal.
Wow.
So
I know
that's
somebody who's due to have a baby on July 9th. What a
uh,
lucky baby.
yeah, because I mean, it's a blessing, and that's really going to help us individually have that stand up and have that courage to, okay, yes, this could work, this crazy idea or whatever it is that I'm trying to create, to create myself anew, because that's basically what we're doing. We're creating ourselves anew, as these new energies are being flowing into us, right?
Tell us the name of the star again that
It's
it's going to be with.
Aldebaran. I don't say it right. It's Aldebaran. It's AldeB. Oh my goodness, I can't. Aldebaran. Let me get it on here.
Hmm.
Um, if you want the, okay, it's Aldebaran. So it's a royal fixed star in um, Gemini. Now there's three other ones. Regulus, which will be in play next month. That's at 0 degree Virgo, but a lot of us have any 28, 29 degree Leo. That's a very blessed star too. So this is going to flow into Leo season, right? But we're being asked to, first, when we're creating, right? Let's go to the beginning. Aries is I am. Taurus is I manifest. Gemini is I think. So we've gone through those three cycles already this new since the spring equinox, and we've been our guidance has been coming in and helping us restructure ourselves, right? So here we are in Cancer. I feel. Leo will be I love, right? So it's you have to kind of take it in the sequence of events that's occurring. What do you feel about what you've just learned over these last 3 months? What has occurred in your life that has given you a new lease on life?
Hmm.
Because that's what we want to feel. We want to feel that
Hmm.
new lease on life, and then when we get into Leo, we're gonna love it enough to help create it, because that heart will help us create our our biggest wishes and dreams and hopes, going forward.
Wow.
So it's a pretty powerful thing. Now there is one kind of thing in, it's kind of not, and well, there's always good with the bad, right? So in this case, we have Uranus and Mars in Taurus. And on July 15th, that's my birthday, they are going to conjunct, but they're conjuncting on another star that's not beneficial. It's kind of a demon star. It's called
Mm-hmm.
Algol. And
Mm-hmm.
Algol is about cutting things out, right?
Mm-hmm.
In old eh, definitions in astrology, it would be like cutting off heads and things like that. And there might be some type of, somebody losing, their status and power. Like if something comes out in the news and totally it ends that. But for us individually, it's more of cutting that thing out of you that is preventing you from being who you truly your authentic being, your authentic self. So keep that in mind. That'll probably play out. Well, it's in play now, even though it's only the 30th. They're coming up to each other. So anytime planets are building up to an aspect like that, take that seriously. So I take the next 20 days of this and just be, listen to your guidance. What gotta go, maybe sugar, maybe I don't know. It could be anything, carbs, I don't know. But we all have that
Okay.
guidance.
Wonderful. Thank you. That's amazing. I love that. I love that the synopsis, and I could listen to you for hours, Val. I'm telling you, you should just record yourself and give us 10-minute and chop it up in little 10-minute bites and stop it and send it and stop it and send it. It's
Okay.
just so fascinating. I love the way that you communicate with all of this information with us, and your heart and your enthusiasm is just very contagious, and we can feel your authenticity, and we can feel your deep caring and your wisdom behind this information that you share with us. So that was brilliant, and I know that I'm almost cutting you off right in the
No.
middle of, and it's hard to, but I wanted to be able to get like an overall kind of synopsis of where we
Mhm.
are and what that meant to us. So thank you so very much for sharing that with us. And
Welcome.
wanted to do is maybe move over into some readings.
Yay.
Oops, and let me just so sun sign, moon sign, and rising sign. And we have some what would you call that? People who are already in the game. And I see that Sherry, she's telling us that she's a Cancer, and I see that Julie says she told us her sun, her moon, and her rising, or you
Wow.
could say ascending, and
Mhm.
so that's good. And Sherry, we can give you a reading like this, but if you want to add your sun and moon, we can do that. And Ginger Faye, somehow somebody already told her to give us her sun, her ascending, and her moon. So I didn't mention it. I think she might be psychic though. And
Yeah, maybe a little
so
bit. If she's a Cancer.
so
Well,
we
we
have a
all
couple to get started with, and I just want to be mindful of Valerie's time. So we're going to go we're going to try and do a couple as quickly as we can, as many as we can, but um, we're not going to be able to do very many or as many as everybody may want. So please be patient with us, and but just kick in your sun sign, moon sign, rising sign,
are.
and it's not in place of, this is a very lighthearted kind of a approach to readings, and Val will pull cards and give you a psychic, intuitive, and astrological point reading, and I'll
Mhm.
just kick on those energies.
And if you want to you want to go deep into your chart, I do readings, and you can email me. I'll put
Yeah.
my.
What is your email? You can put your email in there, and I'll look. Randy says Valerie is amazing. Aw,
Aw, man, he's amazing.
thank you.
Everybody, I love everybody's energy here. When you come in, oh my God, it just feels so good.
Hmm.
Here's my
Hmm.
email, guys. If anybody wants a reading, um, they are very, very deep and informative.
Yep. And thank you very much, Teresa, for your input there. I appreciate that. Okay, Sherry, that's okay. She said, and people say they don't know him, and it's okay. That's why we'll just do the sun sign and really
Right.
take it with a grain of salt. If you want something a little more intensive, something more catered to you specifically, it would be advantageous for you to schedule with Valerie. But she's
Sweet.
she's yeah. The one that you want to connect with, and this is her email. It's love, the letters UCU and 11 at Gmail, right there for everybody. Okay.
Thank you.
hmm so let's go back, and I just want to say thank you very much to Julie for your donation. That was really sweet of you. I
Aw.
appreciate that. And we're going to start with Sherry, and then Julie, you'll be next, and then Ginger. And
Oh,
we'll start there, and I'll keep starring some people. And Sherry
very
says, can
good.
she have a reading? And she just knows her sun sign, which is fine.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Share. Mm. Uh, okay. Wow. I just picked Aries and Libra. Okay. The South Node. Something's got to go. Something is going, or is, yeah, something. It would really benefit you to release, let go. Let go of whatever that thing is that you know has got to go, and then focus on that North Node, your North Star. Go forward. You want to take your dream forward. You've been guided. You're being guided by your team. Um, man, I'm getting chills. Uh, you are on your spiritual path. You're being guided to go further into it, and I know it's kind of can be kind of scary, but this is the month to do it. Tell me, this is the month. What do you get, Gene?
Yeah, I concur, Val, and I think that it's a way to make room for what it is that we really do want, what is
Yeah.
in our alignment with our true highest self, and what is in alignment with what our uh, what our specialty is, what our natural gifts are, and if you're holding on to that thing that is just draining your energy because you think you can do it for another 30 days, it's not going to benefit you. And we think that if we let go of this, that we won't have anything, but it's not true. When we let go of those things is when something else comes into play,
Yeah.
something else that is meant for us. And it's really important to keep an eye on this energetic sense of things and understand if something is pulling you down. And even if you begin to let go of it, even if
Yeah.
it's like, you know, even if you make a decision, I'm going to work on maybe finding, another um, computer because this computer is giving me a hard time and it's crappy,
Mm,
and I'm going to work on moving. Just the decision to maybe let go of something and to move into something else will really feel and feel, and it's making decisions and choices each and every day to follow that. So it's not
mhm.
necessarily letting go of anything really big, or
Right.
but could be, but it could be just your decision. Okay, now I'm going to be choosing this because it's in my highest good.
Right. And that, I mean, that right there. And then I got possibility for you. So the possibilities are endless. Just remember that. You are not, you know, uh, I know a lot of us, and it took me a while to learn this. You feel like you're stuck and this is just it and this is my life and that's all there is. It says here, raise your standards, elevate your expectations. You have unlimited potential. It is scary to take that first step, but whatever it is, take that baby step. And then as you do, right, spirit starts opening all the other doors for you.
That's right. They really,
Mhm.
it's really true. It's really true.
Mhm.
And you can test it small and then
Yeah,
work up to it. Which thank you very much, Sherry. I
yeah.
appreciate your question. And next is Julie, and then after Julie is Ginger.
Nice.
And then after Ginger is Maya. Okay, so
Oh,
Ginger and then Maya. Okay, so Julie says Pisces, I guess Sun, Moon in Leo, and ascending Gemini.
mhm. So see that Pisces thing is really prevalent for you with that Saturn and Neptune there. It's helping you um, re. I just heard reimagine what's available to you. Okay, that moon in Leo will always give you the strength to go for your thing, whatever that is. Um, as long as you're emotionally, truly emotionally connected to your heart about it. You can't, we can't lie to our heart. It just doesn't work. So, but once you do commit, that Leo moon will get you there. And that ascendant in that is Gemini ascending, right? We have that Taurus Uranus thing there that's going to cut something out. Let it go, whatever that is. Let it go. Um, it doesn't, again, doesn't mean that you have a big thing to let go. It could just be carbs. I don't know why I keep getting carbs. But yeah, see, they're showing me. Well, I got solar calm and clarify. So maybe it's about give some clarity to truly the life you want to live. I'm going to say this to everybody. When when you think, oh, that I could never have that, or I get that's just too big, I can't. Write it down. Give it. This is a new moon in Cancer coming up on Friday. Write it in detail. I don't care. Don't think about money. Don't think about time, space, location. Write it all out like this is my biggest dream. This is my biggest wish, and give it to the universe. Don't put a judgment on it. Just let the universe do the thing. You have to ask though. We have to ask, right? So that solar calm and clarifies what that came in. The transits card also came in. These transits are, they're going to play out. It's not going to just happen overnight, but it won't happen unless you write it down, ask for it. You
Wow. Wow. That was really good. Val, I felt like you were talking to me.
yeah,
I'm like, okay, I got to write it down. No, I did. That was meant for me. It really, really, yeah. And so what I was getting for you, Julie, is I feel like I'm just going to give you a little bit of like a personal reading. I just feel like you're a tried and true friend that you always wanted. You're a diplomatic and you're a tried and true friend and you're very loyal and you always try and work things out with people. And you understand that the different facets of different people and maybe even family members, like maybe if there's a brother that never comes to any get-togethers, you're the one who calls and always says, why don't you come to this get-together, we really want you to come. You're always one to reach out the olive branch. You're always one to keep the communication and the relationship going. You're always the one who is you're just loyal, tried and true friend, and you always want to keep people together. You're good at networking. You're probably good. You get along with like the cheerleaders, and you get along with the band members. Like you get along with everybody, and you have this dualistic way about yourself, this diplomatic way that you can get along with everybody. And I just I see that you also have this heart that people see and feel. Now, the Pisces in the sun, I feel like you have this understanding, this stability about yourself that comes naturally, like an innate way of being that it, it's a power, it's a strength that you have. It brings you strength to carry out these other responsibilities or activities in your life. But that's what I got for you, Julie. That's what I was
also with that Pisces, I got they brought the card intuition. Of course, you're very intuitive, and this is going to be a very intuitive time for you this next 6 months as these planets, the Saturn and the Neptune, go through this cycle. Right, and it's powerful for you. It's going to really turn on, like put. I'm seeing like things being turned on in you. It says, listen to the whispers of your heart. Use divination tools to help you decide. Trust your intuition no matter what. You're going to have that really available to you a lot. And I'd say actually it's next year. Always, right? But you really have those two planets there that are connecting. And every time the moon goes over Pisces, that gives another another layer of the information.
Julie enjoyed that. Thank you very much, lady. She said, "You're welcome." All right. So after Julie was Ginger, after Ginger is Maya. Hi,
Okay.
Ginger. Cancer, Sun, Aries, Ascending, and Moon. So Cancer and
Ooh,
Aries. Uh,
wow.
What can you? I
Very,
know Aries was
very,
a couple classes back. Val, tell me a little bit about Aries.
Aries is in the first sign of the zodiac. It's a cardinal sign. So is Cancer. Okay, so Aries is the first fire cardinal sign. Cancer is the first water cardinal sign. They're the initiators. So she's very powerful. She knows she's got her. She doesn't shy away from things. Like most cancers, I'm not saying most, but depending on the aspects, they're kind of reluctant. They kind of sit back and weigh out the situation. That Aries gives her that energy to go forward, to believe in herself, which is very important. We all want, who doesn't want that? And with that being on her ascendant of who you are, right? The moon is there too, so she doesn't hide who she is. She is who she is. Very cool. Very cool. Let's see what we get. Um, and happy birthday to all the cancers. And don't forget, everybody does have cancer in their chart. We have all signs. Oh, all right. So I got Neptune for you. Now we know Neptune's at 29 degrees, and this must be they're showing me your chart. It's impacting you somewhere. This Neptune 29 Pisces. What's going on right now? And as that, oh, okay. So you're going to, I mean, your skills and abilities are just going to grow. It's going to be really nice, and you're going to be able to communicate them. You got the Mercury here. That Mercury is in Cancer right now. Um, Mercury will be the first one to go into Leo too. So there's something about what you're understanding going on right now that's going to click and connect to your heart as Mercury leaves Cancer and goes into Leo. And that's important for you coming up these next 6 months or so. But yeah, that's really cool how that's coming playing out for you.
Okay. So when Val was talking about the water and the fire and the cardinal signs, what I was also interpreting for you, Ginger, is that you're passionate, and this passion runs deep. So
Yeah.
with two of them together, and your communication skills and your ability to sit on YouTube and communicate with people and teach people and share with people, this communication comes very naturally to you, and the way that you communicate for the spirit guides and for your intuition and the angels and the loved ones on the other side, this communication is part of your forte, but you do it with passion, and you do it with compassionate and passion. It's a beautiful way of putting all of these three things together, and
Mhm.
it's who you are. I mean, you and the authenticity and the initiator is really very true about you, and I appreciate that about you. And you always have my back. I feel very supported, and 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 that I really feel there's like a balance there. And so you know how to work with people, you know how to step in when needed, and to sort of be the support when needed too. um, but you have a lot of beautiful qualities, and your sensitivity pulls into this as well, because of your communication is sensitive and compassionate, that when something hurts you, it hurts you deeply, and it's hard to communicate this as well. So in both ways, it happens in each aspect of your life. But how interesting is that? Mhm.
Yeah. And that Cancer sun really does like bring, because Aries is known to just go head first, don't care, whatever. I'm just going for. But that Cancer sun, she uses her intuition to tame that, and make it work for her. And I did get the card Magic for you, Ginger Faye. It says Make a wish, believe in miracles, magic surrounds you. It's
Mm-hmm.
really
That's
powerful with that Neptune.
that's that's Ginger in a nutshell right there.
Yeah, it
That
is.
that actually that's her. That's her picture, and that's her unicorn. That's a picture of her, and that's her unicorn.
Yeah,
There, she's right there. That's her.
I love it.
That's a perfect card for her.
Yeah,
How beautiful.
yeah,
How beautiful. How fun is that? Okay,
yeah.
so Maya is here. Maya, just say hello. And then after Maya is Jen Bowles. Um, and Jen and Maya just say hello. And then I see Jet Law.
Mm,
Hi, Alice.
I know. Hi, everybody. I just love everyone's energy. Feels so
Okay,
good.
Maya's here. Woo
Yeah.
woo. She is Sun Virgo. Sun in Virgo. Moon is
Oh,
Virgo. Okay.
wow. Wow. Very, Virgos are, first of all, the earth angels of the zodiac because they can dis they can discern. I mean, below layers. I wish I could explain it correctly. It'll come out 12th house. Huh? See, you're very psychic. Got the 12th house here. That sun and moon in Virgo really gives you the Virgos like the details and they want the right details. They're not there's no uh they're not going to come up, they're not going to show up without the right correct information go forward to make whatever it is they're wanting to do go forward. They're, a lot of people want to say Virgos are critical and nitpicky. We all have, each sign has their lower higher vibration and we're all in the middle. You're very detail oriented, but you very psychic. That's a very psychic sign. That's a healer. Virgos are the healers in the zodiac. And depending on where in your chart is based on what that healing entails for you, where your gifts lie, right? So that would really, wow, I just got chills on that. So do you do healing now? Are you a healer now? Or do you work in a hospital or something? I'd be curious to know. Um, so Virgo, going forward, let's see, Virgo's kind of out of the out of the loop right now. We have Juno in Virgo right now,
She's
which
a
is our
Reiki master. She's a Reiki master. If I pop it up, I'll lose her question. But she says yes,
like,
Reiki master. Hmm.
awesome. If you're see, and you followed your guidance, you knew what you wanted to do, and that's a good thing with Virgos. Once they make up their mind, they know what they want to do. They just go for it. They know that they have their abilities. They're capable. You're very intelligent sign. You can make things happen in your world, and going forward, right? This is where this relationship is in the ninth house of higher learning. I feel that's Juno. Okay, so Juno is like a goddess of, she's goddess of relationships, but it matters that the relationship what we have with ourselves first and foremost, right? But also in the ninth house where it's at right now, it might mean more education in this field, right? In this vast higher consciousness field, would add on, layer on your to your Reiki because you really are. My God, you're so. What's the word? I mean, you
Connected.
really, yeah, you really are. You're so connected. You're so good at what you do. Really helping people. I
Hmm.
just saw an angel. So your angel saying they're very happy with you in my head. What do you get,
Wow.
Gene? That was cool. White
Wow.
angel.
Very nice.
Very
So,
cool.
Maya, what I was picking up for you is that you are extremely empathic, and this is what makes you so good at what you do. your intuition and your empathy and your empathic nature of picking up what other people are feeling and where the hot and the cold and the in alignment and out of alignment, your specific detailed uh, uh, detection of the energies that need to be adjusted or strengthened or um, corrected in some way is what makes you so good. And the way that your intuition is plays into that, which they all play very well together, which executes in that perfect type of a healing aspect. But this is also something that you are personally. You have this empathy to you. That you're extremely sensitive and you're very because you can sense the slightest shift in energy to heal. You can feel when somebody like it shifts around you, or somebody in the grocery store, or somebody in the car, or you're hypersensitive because you tuned yourself up to be sensitive to these energies. And now that you're tuned, you're very sensitive to everything that goes on. You may pick up the collective energies, like if people are worried about a storm, you'll be like overwhelmed because you don't know what's going on, and here there's a storm somewhere in another part of the country. There's things that you can pick up on in a global sense and physically and personally that's important for you to manage. You probably already do this, but um,
Mhm.
it's just something that you've always you've learned about yourself. I feel as you grew into this profession, but I also feel as though you have a sense of carrying the not burden, but carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. That's what
Mhm.
I picked up as well.
Yeah, I did too. I feel she does know the collective. She does work with the collective. Like she heals, she puts healing out to the collective. And then when I saw that white angel I was shuffling the unicorn cards, I got this white unicorn and it says patience. I think you're very patient. You're intense. You're really in tune with what you know, but you don't jump. You don't rush it. You take your time. It says pause before you take action. Trust that divine timing is at work, which I know you do. Be patient and play while you wait.
Mm,
So, going forward, I this this new kind of um, it's these skills that you're learning. It's going to feel like play to you. You're really going to enjoy it, whatever that is, as you
that's
grow.
wonderful. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
yeah. I got chills. I mean, the whole time you were reading, I had chills. I got chills.
Oh
I
wow.
do.
And that's not should be, but it may be. I mean, what if we all found something that we really enjoyed and brought us joy and didn't steal our energy and didn't leave us, disgruntled at the end of the day? What if we did something that uplifted us and helped others? I mean, I'm hearing the words kumbaya. It's
Mm,
something. Why not? Why not strive? But I'm
yeah.
going to do that thing that you told me to write down whatever it is that I want, Val. I can't wait to
I'm
do
going to
that.
do it too. I always forget. I'm always doing a show on the moons and I forget what I'm doing. But
But it was
this
channeled. It came through. You're like, oh, that sounds like I'm going to do it too. No matter what, write it down. I'm going to write it all down.
Yeah, write it in detail, man, because we can create so much. We can create that kumbaya moment, that not moment, that lifestyle for us, for humanity, right? Mm. Oh, thank you, Maya.
Very nice. You're welcome, Maya. How sweet. And we have Jen, and Jen said she's here. And after Jen is Jet. And I think I saw Jet. I can just double check. And then after that is, let me just leave it there, Jen and then Jet. And we'll see if we have time after that. Um,
Jen.
Val and I both have things to do, I think, after this. Oh, hi, Ginny. So nice to see you. She's popping in to
Yes.
say hi.
I know. I got to
Um,
check y'all's show out the other day. I never did. Oh, all right.
okay, I see Jet. Thank you, Jet. Yeah, that's fun. I can tell everybody about that. So Jen says her sun is Sag and moon is Virgo, Leo rising.
All
That
right.
sounds well
So,
balanced.
It does, and it is because you got that. Well, Sag and Leo are fire signs, right? But that Virgo keeps you grounded. That's an earth sign. It gets you to hold, wait, let's think. Because a lot of times Sagittarius have given no, barriers. Well, just go, just like Aries, gone. See you later. But that Leo really motivates you to follow your heart. That Leo rising, you got that right there. So that's how the rising is who how we show ourselves to the world, right? So Leos are, you're probably very, I'm seeing you as real smiley and loving and kind and helpful to people. And the Sagittarius, I mean, they're geniuses, I mean, they're that's ruled by Jupiter, right? So Sagittarius being ruled by Jupiter, it's higher learning, all these higher ideals, thinking outside the box. Where am I going to point my arrow now? But you got that Virgo moon that says, let's check all the facts. Let's make sure it's lined up, and then the heart will say, yeah, let's go for it. So, but I got Pisces and Chiron for you, which is, I didn't talk about Chiron yet today. But Pisces, again, we got that Neptune and Saturn in Pisces going through the, okay, they're saying a lot of your psychic abilities are coming, more of your psychic abilities are coming online. That's coming in. and and this is, again, that this it's not like, well, we can take classes, we can always practice, we can always do things to help our abilities grow. But just know that this is a lifelong learning thing. And we all have Pisces in us somewhere. We all have these water signs. We all have every sign. We're all intuitive. Let's face it. If you teach yourself or go to classes, you can learn how to be psychic. You can learn how to be a medium. It's uh, it's important. I don't know why they went on, but this Chiron. Okay, so Chiron is kind of going to Chiron's in Aries. It's the I am, right? It's the wound. What wounds have we all experienced at the I am level for 26,000 plus years? Is what's coming up to be cleared. And this has been going on since 2017. So it's not something that we're new at, but it is in a degree that it hasn't been at before. So if you feel like there's something coming up to be healed, to be released, let it go. Just let it go. Let that Chiron, Chiron's with Eris, and together they're kind of making it not as harsh as it was, like it was in 2017. A lot of us were woken up real, shook and awake, and uh, now it's kind of like, what's left? What needs to be released out of you so you can become this intuitive version of yourself that wants to create this new way of going forward, that new, where that arrow's pointing for you, that Sagittarius arrow.
Wonderful. That was fabulous. And she's like, oh my gosh, that's me in a nutshell. And she feels the energy ramping up. And so, what I picked up for you, Jen, is that you lead with your heart. I know that you have all of those things in your, Sag and Virgo and Leo, but I feel as though that Leo really leads you. And
Mm,
and the Virgo has the compassionate and the so almost like the divine feminine aspect in there. But
mm,
you are all heart. You wear your heart on your sleeve. You care about those commercials on the TV that just tear us apart. You're like, oh, I can't watch those commercials. I feel like you have pets. I feel like you love the neighbors. I feel like you love the football team. I feel like you love the ice skaters. I feel like you love the like Freddie Mercury or the rock stars. You have so much love. You have love. You have a dramatic flair for love. I feel your heart chakra is so wide and so open, and it's really a beautiful thing. But you're extremely passionate, and you have a way of just leading, just, and the other things I think are a little more secondary, but and that love, because you come into this chat and you just love and you say hello and you smile and you are, oh, she cries easily and she feels the feelings of others.
Mhm,
Yep.
mhm,
Yep.
yep,
And, she goes, oh, shoot, I do. Yeah. And you're just so
mhm,
funny and you're just very authentic. I love your carefree attitude and your energy. It's really uplifting and supportive to everybody around you.
mhm,
I'm so glad that you found the community and you come in and join us in these chats. It makes it such a blessing and so much more enjoyable when you're here, Jen, just so you know, and everybody,
mhm,
but that there's
mhm.
this heart about you that is just really beautiful. And that's what I see. That's what
Yeah,
I
yeah,
find.
and I got gentleness for her. Like you really are a loving, beautiful soul. Like Jean just described. Be kind to yourself and others. Honor your gentleness. Speak words of love, which you do. I already know you do. And and that Virgo. Oh, they wanted me to say the Virgo moon. You are an emotional healer. You really can
Oh,
help people pull out the the stuff that is stuck in them emotionally. Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. So that's beautiful. Oh, and then for all of us, I got intention. Don't forget to do the intentions for Friday. Be clear and decisive. Focus on what you really want. Be bold with your request to the universe. So that's they wanted me to say. So we can't forget Friday, our intentions. Storms coming
Yeah.
in.
And so
Mhm.
we can write it down now and have it done
Sure.
for Friday or to read it over on Friday or just
I'd read it once a day, like right, and it really be throw yourself into it. Throw yourself into all of your intentions. Now, I usually say, and this is because the new moons and full moons anymore just doesn't matter. Do a list of what you want to release, burn that one. Have the list of what you want what you intend, what you prefer, and read it, once a week, once a day, something like that. Add to it when you feel. Once you reach a goal, update the goal or whatever it is. But definitely you want to burn out one we all have those little things that are kind of holding us back, and you want to write those out and burn that. And that's a good thing to do every new moon and full moon, but you can do that any day. If you really feel like frustrated over something, write it out, burn it. It helps. Really helps.
wonderful. I just want to say a special shout out to Diana, and she is also astrologer extraordinaire, psychic extraordinaire, and YouTuber extraordinaire. She's just an extraordinary, wonderful woman here. And she says, "Hello, trouble dancers."
Her and
So,
I will be together on Friday
oh,
night on the new moon. So yeah, we'll be together talking about the Cancer new moon Friday night.
okay, good. Well, let's not miss that for sure. And last would be Jet Law and Sun Moon Scorpio Cancer. Wait a minute.
Sun
Uh,
moon
Sun
Scorpio.
she and then she says rising Scorpio.
Okay. Sun moon
Do,
Cancer.
maybe
Wow.
we need maybe
Maybe she means Sun, Moon, Cancer, and Scorpio rising. Wow, is all I
Jen,
can say.
will you just clarify that? I didn't realize it had to. I just thought it was continued. Can you just clarify? Just put your
Let me see what
the
Scorpio.
sun and moon is Scorpio. Is that right? I don't know. I don't want to. And then you
Oh,
said
God.
rising is
I must tell Diana it's finally raining. It's only going to be for 5 minutes, though.
moon is Cancer. Sun and rising is Scorpio. Moon is Cancer.
Whoa. Whoa. So that's on okay, that's your first house, your rising, right? And you have Scorpio and the sun there. You really are, okay, Scorpios are intense, right? They're intense because their calculations work so fast on how to get to what they got to know the underlying workings of everything going on around them. And it's like it's so fast. I can't even explain it properly. I have a I have a son Scorpio. My oldest son is a Scorpio sun. My youngest son is a Scorpio rising. So I kind of get very close to the vest. They don't share much information because the information that's dumping in constantly is such an extreme amount. You gotta weigh it all out, put it in its perfect place, right? Scorpio's very detailed. They're like Virgos in a lot of ways. They got to know all the details. I mean, to the T before they going out forward. Now that Cancer Moon, it's giving and very psychic. You got three water signs here. So you're very psychic, you're very intuitive. You know things. But that Cancer Moon can really, again, uh, get choked up. But that Scorpio is not going to let it be seen. Do you know what I mean? Um, Things that really bother you, you take that and you take that in personally, and you deal with it yourself. You don't make an outward expression of things like that. But I mean, you're brilliant. You got that. Scorpios are. I mean, all signs are, but Scorpios are really brilliant. They get numbers, they get details, they get statistics, they get. I mean, on a level beyond most people. Computer programmers, things like that. They get that. With that moon in Cancer, though, you can feel all around you what's feeling off, what's feeling good, where do I want to go. Now, Scorpio right now has got Halle Athena in Scorpio, who she's a goddess, she's a warrior goddess, but she doesn't fight. She's 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 a strategic goddess, okay, which is kind of goes perfect with Scorpio. So she uses her wisdom to go forward. So I feel like that's what you're working through this phase, right? Now, if that moon in Cancer, you're going to be confronted with what is going on. How do I want to go forward? I would venture to say you've kind of already got your ducks in a row with all that Scorpio, but you may be transitioning into your gifts are off the charts, is all I can say. I keep seeing that. What are you getting, Jean? I didn't even pick a card for you yet. My goodness. Sorry.
Did you want me to go, or do you want to
Yeah,
pick a
go
card?
ahead. Yeah,
Okay.
go ahead.
All right.
I'll get your card
Um,
off.
so I love the thunder in the background. I wish it was happening here, but it's not. We need some rain ourselves.
I know.
Val is 2 states. I'm 2 states north of her, and she's 2 states, or a state, or actually one state north. So we're neighboring. But anyway,
Mm,
Jet, I was just picking up on your energy in general and a little bit of what Val was talking about, but I feel as though you have an a you can tolerate a lot, and you have an immense ability to carry responsibility and to deal with that. I said you're all business, and I said you're tolerant and brave, but it's almost like the camel that broke the straw, the straw that broke the camel's back. It's almost like you're tolerant. You can deal. You don't let them see you sweat, and then somebody says, I can't come in today. And you're like, like it's all or nothing. It's like you can deal with a lot of stuff. You can deal
mm,
with it. But when you get to your breaking point, at it blows. It blows, and it's the managing of your energies, and it's the way that you keep piling that on. But it's that I can take it. I'm brave. I can deal with this. I'm responsible. I can carry the responsibility, and like you probably have a very important job that you take on a lot of responsibility and a lot of crap too, because and then
mm,
some people may view this and say, she's uncaring, she doesn't care, because you can tolerate so much and you don't freak out and you don't, your emotions aren't all over the place because they're
Mhm.
like this because you need to be, but that's your
Mhm.
boundary. But once that boundary is, it's like the dam that's breaking. Once you get to that point, boy, it is, you're going to lay it on the person who broke the dam for sure. And I do also feel that you may struggle listening to the subtle energies of your spirit guides and angels and intuition, because of your ability to have such, not toughness, but such protection and such barrier against
Mhm.
things that would hurt you. You have this strong barrier or boundary that you don't let the subtleness come in, because if you did, then you would be like, oh, you
Mhm.
I think it's a little bit, I mean, no offense, but Jen, who leads with her heart, she'll tell you every time something upsets her, you'll see her cry, like she'll show it. But you'll hold your composure, and this could be over months or years. And then when something happens and people are like, oh, I didn't know that mattered to you, or I didn't know you were so upset about that, and you're like, well, yeah, it does, because you don't show that part of you, you don't express
Mhm.
that part of you. It's not that
Mhm.
you don't ever, it's just that with certain things. Oh my gosh. Okay. She says, I have to journal. And she says, I do struggle to listen and hear them. But the guides, yeah. And I think
Mhm.
that we need people like you, like Scorpios, to carry a large, a heavy load for the, not for the rest of us, but somebody's got to be at the helm, and you're at the helm, uh Jet. You're taking on the responsibility of steering the ship, and you're willing and you're able and you're clear-headed and you are um certain and sure of yourself. Yet there is a breaking point, or there is a point that you just can't take anymore.
Mhm.
So this is what I feel about you. Don't listen to the people who think that you're uncaring. The people who really matter to you, they see the tenderness and the caring in you, but you don't
Mhm.
show it to the general public. I do feel like you have a good job, or a very
Mhm.
important job, and you take on a responsibility. Either that, or you have your own business, because it takes a lot. It takes a lot, to do that. But so yeah. How about, did you
Yeah.
have a card? Hmm.
Yeah. Scorpios are, and I'm feeling this with you. Scorpios are, they hold things close to the vest. You're not going to see it on your face. You're not going to see it. You're just not. And with that Cancer moon, that's kind of like you. But you are psychic and you are connected. That's how. And it's so subtle, right? But and it's part of you. It's innate in you. It's been with you your entire lifetime, but it doesn't seem that we don't think that that's a big thing. I know it took me a long time to understand I was psychic, like I knew things, but how do I know? I would question. I don't know that. I think that's where you're at. But if you let it. What is she? I have 30-year career, small business now. See, yeah,
Hmm.
and Scorpios are very business oriented. They're about making things happen. But I got Pluto for you, which is who rules Scorpio. Okay, so you really have that. I mean, it's right there on your ascendant. You have the sun in, was it this? Yeah, the sun in the ascendant on first house. You are natural born Scorpio. That's natural. That's a natural born and water sign, deep, deep. You understand things, and then you got Uranus, which Uranus has been playing out. Right, we got Uranus in Taurus right now. Uh, was with conjunct Jupiter uh, April 21st. That was a big deal. They get those blessings from that conjunction haven't really um, come out made into fruition yet. Uh, I feel like something about that's coming in, but there's something now that you got to cut out. With that. that Mars and Uranus coming up. Cut it out, whatever it is. If it's that belief in yourself that uh, maybe I'm not psychic enough, whatever it is, you are. Cut that out and receive that information from your guides. They're right there, and they constantly are talking to you. You just don't realize it because you're so psychic. Does that make sense? So be open to receiving goodness. Believe you are worthy of abundance, and you do. I know that a gift is coming to you soon. So I would. I'm getting a psychic guides gift. The guides are there. Ask them. I talk to my guides all day. Show me my next best step. It's one of the easiest ways to connect. You know, can, um, can ask a question that you need an answer to, and just kind of sit and let it just kind of marinate, and ask the guides to help you, and you'll get this just in your head, and you'll know it because you know already. Does that make sense?
I think I understand what you're saying, Val. And when I say that she's all business, it's she has an intuition with business and a
Yeah.
gut instinct with business
Yeah.
that that's your that's your intuition. That's your psychic skills. You
Yeah.
don't realize it, but you use it all the time. And you don't realize it because you think, and not that you think, but you react to how you feel, and you listen to your gut, and you listen to way to how things feel, but you don't maybe not see things or maybe not hear things, but you do feel things. And I feel
Hmm.
like you've been using this. I mean, you can't have a 30-year career in a private business without having good instincts. And these
Right.
good instincts are your psychic skills. And it's just a matter of, definition or that what we call them. But you do have them and you do react to them. And it's just a little different than the rest of us. But good for you, Jet. What an amazing, beautiful energy that you have. And she says, I'm doing that finally. Some answers do come quickly than others, not so much. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That,
We're
that's
learning.
normal.
Hmm.
It is. It's normal. And let me say this about Scorpios. They're probably one of the biggest skeptics about psychic ability. One of the most psychic signs can go the deepest out of most anybody. Well, Pisces and Cancer, they're deep. But they want, show me the proof. Show me on writing. Show me the details. I need to see the spreadsheet or whatever that is. Yeah, that's pretty cool though. It's
Wow.
kind
Well, thank you, Jet, for being here and for asking your question. We loved having you. We loved having each and every one of you come and join us and have Val give us a beautiful synopsis. And believe me, it's really hard when there's so much to tell us. It's really hard to try and give us only a little bit. For the
of,
first 20 minutes, she told us what most important. Oh my gosh.
that's my sheet. And that's just the front of it. Okay. If we would be here for hours. I mean, if I could, get into every detail, it would be crazy. But thank you. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's okay. And just tell them how to get a hold of you and what's the best way.
Love UCU11 at gmail.com. And my readings are affordable and long and detailed. And your team is there giving you your answers with your chart. So I use the chart as a divination tool. Like I take this and we put your chart up and go out like the next 3 to 6 months. So
And she
and
does
it.
it intuitively, not just on the astrological signs,
Mhm.
but her guides speak to her and she hears things along the way. So it's really a beautiful collaboration of skill there, Val. That it's beautiful. And Jenny, as a Scorpio rising, I can attest to everything said about Scorpios. Wonderful. And Maureen says her husband is a Scorpio and he has amazing gut instincts and she trusts them. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
See? Yep.
It's gut with
Yep.
Scorpio, and boy, they can feel all around them. And Scorpios have a stinger for a reason. They don't tolerate boundary. They rule boundaries. Okay, there's a zero in the zodiac. In the lot, it is about protection and boundaries. And boy, they can feel that when it's off, and that stinger goes.
Yeah, it's
Important.
always fun with you, Val, and I learned so much, and everybody is really energized. They learn so much about themselves. I love tapping into all of your energies and bouncing off of Val's readings, and it's just a beautiful. I really enjoy this collaboration, and thank you all for coming and being here for us. And I will be with Val from Dragonfly Crystals later on today at 4:30 Eastern, and I guess that's 1:30 Pacific. And we're going to be talking a little bit about the ascension process and 3D, 4D, 5D, and what all of this means for us, the shift, the high vibrational human evolution, just touching upon some of these things and helping to keep this information a little more easily to be understood to anybody who's interested. And I'm just really something I'm very passionate about. So, but
That
thank
sounds
you,
good.
Val.
Thank you for having me, Jean. I'm going to see your show with Val coming up because that sounds interesting. I love it. I love that stuff.
I know
Attention.
it is amazing. But thank you, Val, and we'll see everybody again real soon. Take care. Bye bye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. Your support is greatly appreciated. If you enjoy this content, hit like, share, and subscribe. Remember to click the bell to be notified of future videos. Thanks again. Bye.